What's up, good lifers, by the way? You know, in life, I think life really is a story, right? I mean, what aspect of life would you say is not a story? Everything has a story, everything is a story. The story can be told about any part of your life, anyone's life, the world, time in history. I mean, and the most fascinating things that we love in life are movies, books, shows. They're all stories. And I actually think, from what I can tell, it's what it seems to be, that everything is a story. And if you really look around, look at your life, look at other people's life, it's a story. So where am I going with this? Well, if everything's a story, what story are you telling yourself? What stories are you telling yourself? Right? Because two people can look at the same thing. Hell, a million people can look at the same thing and have a million different stories. Actually, I'm sure there would literally be a million different stories. Some might be more similar than others, but there would be a million different stories. And they would all be true. They would all be true. Right? Because who's to say? Who's to say? Who's to say who's right, who's wrong, which story's true? They're all true. Because stories are just based on perception. So for you, whatever stories you've been telling yourself, about other people, about your work, about your family, about your relationships, about your finances, about your social life, about your country, about your community, about your malls, about your transportation, about your cars, about your internet, about your Facebook, you name it. We have tremendous amounts of stories going on. And they're all coming true. So and your stories always come true. So if that's the case, would you like to choose different stories? Yeah. And if you're telling yourself a story that, yeah, Matt, but it's not that simple, Matt, but it's not that easy, then that's the story you're telling yourself. You're telling yourself a story of, I'm not going to do it. I don't believe it. I can't, or it's not that easy, or I'm not going to try. These are all stories. They're all stories. And the people that have the lives that you look at, that you're like, boy, I want that. I want those things. I want those results. They're telling themselves different stories than you're telling yourself. Are you with me? I know I'm kind of vague with all of this, but you're telling yourself stories all the time. All the time. What I'm saying is, start telling yourself different stories. But Matt, it is what it is right now. It is what it is in the past. These things are true. Well, yes and yeah. So what? Tell yourself a new story now. A new story. And it will unfold. It will come true. And the more you repeat that story, because the stories you've been telling yourself now, you've been telling yourself the same damn stories for a long time. And you're wondering why things haven't changed. Tell yourself a new story. Don't think about it hard. Just start saying new story, like gratitude stories are good. Today this was nice and I appreciate how this. Next time you're in a spot where you feel frustrated or something, like say you're in traffic, you're going to feel frustrated. Catch that, go, whoa, I'm feeling frustrated. How can I tell myself a different story? Oh, let's do a gratitude story. I appreciate that I live in America. I appreciate that I'm in a car right now. A lot of people don't have a car, have no way of getting a car or getting around. I appreciate that I have money for gas. I appreciate that I have insurance. I appreciate that there's lights. I appreciate that there's organization in getting around. I appreciate these roads. They're not pothole monsters all over the place. Funny story. I remember meeting this Ukrainian guy, and I'd never seen someone have more appreciation for roads. He was just like, oh, the roads are amazing. Because I guess they have monster potholes and they're just terrible roads. And I never thought about that before. So I appreciate our roads more. But while you're stuck in traffic, you can just say, I'm glad that there's all these people and we feel generally safe. You can just tell yourself, you can just start recognizing the gratitude. It's a gratitude story. In reality, if all you get from this is that, hey, I'm going to tell myself more gratitude stories, your life, it's going to be so different so fast. It's not going to change today. I mean, if you look around, there will be evidence. If you spend a day focusing on gratitude stories, that day will go different than you've had in a long time. And then the next day, you do it again, and the next day, next day, next day, next day. You do it for a while. You do it for 30, 60, 90 days. You start to really strengthen your skill of having a gratitude story, of being in gratitude, of telling yourself gratitude stories. Because you've probably been practicing shitty feeling stories for a very long time. It's not your fault. You learn them from other people, your parents, your teachers, your preachers, your friends, your community, all these people that tell themselves these shitty stories, and then you learn the skill. You had great mentors teaching how to tell yourself shitty stories. It's not their fault either, because someone taught them and someone taught them. Every generation just kind of gets better, really. All right, I gotta go. It's late. I've been working on this damn e-commerce business, and it's keeping me up so late. But I tell myself, power promise, I shoot a video every day. Whether it's for you or for another one of my channels, I shoot a video every day. Power promise to myself. Hopefully you've seen my videos on power promises. Start telling yourself better stories. Gratitude stories, if nothing else. If that's all you take away from this, your life will change very quickly. Bye.